Bleeding Blue podcast. We are back at it again. Obviously, it's been a while. It has been some time since the last episode dropped. We're busy. We got things to do. We got shit to see. We got people to talk to. It is lots and lots of
It's
stuff.
the holidays, man.
Holidays, man. You're busy. It's a busy time of the year, but nevertheless, we are here. We are ready to talk all things sports because we have missed out on a lot in
hmm
terms of Bills, Leafs, and even the Blue Jays. There's been a lot of shit that has gone down, but let's just get right into it. Shall we talk about? I guess we don't really need to talk about the game that was lost against the Bills 2 weeks ago that we didn't get.
Oh, the Lions game.
No, we beat the
No,
Lions. What are you talking about?
we sure did. We sure did beat the
Yeah,
Lions. It was a great game.
yeah, incredible game to say the least.
hmm
Does this solidify us as the best team in the league, beating all the teams that are ahead of us?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Eagles are well, actually no, they just lost this weekend, but I'd say we're definitely top two.
Yeah.
We're definitely better than the Lions because we beat them in their own stadium, which was great. We beat the Chiefs, their only loss of the season, which I still can't believe. Uh, and the Steelers are kind of struggling right now. The Eagles are playing great, but they just lost to Washington yesterday. Not yesterday, Sunday. Um, and yeah, Vikings are playing very good right now. Packers are playing very good. We're definitely top five. There's no doubt about that. But I think we should be. We're considered the best team in the league
We're up there. We got the best QB in the league, the entire NFL.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, Josh Allen. Obviously, that performance on last week was phenomenal. Um,
That was
I don't think anyone's had a better.
yeah.
I don't think anyone's had a better fucking game.
It's too bad that we didn't get to talk about that big game because that was an MVP game right there. Because Detroit played their fucking asses off. Like they were great. Like they had a very, very good offensive game that game, obviously. Jared Goff was great.
hmm
He had a really good game too. It's just yeah, I don't know. It didn't work out for them and it worked out for us, and that's all you can really say about it.
Yeah, yeah. They. I mean, Goff played fantastic. He had over 500 yards passing, and he was playing great, but just not enough for Josh Allen and the Bills because the offense was moving. Um, but just look at the stats here. It was the highest scoring game of the season by far.
Yeah.
Not 90 points. 90 points, over 1,000 yards of offense between the two teams. Uh, Ty Johnson of all people was the leading receiving yard person on the Bills, and Mari Cooper didn't have one target the whole game, which was even more surprising than you know Ty Johnson having 5 receptions for 114 yards, which is pretty crazy. Um, Obviously, Jared Goff. Oh, I thought he had 500, 494. Basically, we can give it
That's
to him.
that's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, we can give it to him. Amon-Ra St. Brown with an insane game. He was supposed to be my pick for Offensive Player of the Year, but um, he had 14 receptions, 193 yards, and a touchdown. Just offense, firing on all cylinders, man. It was an insane game. Um, I'm rooting for the Lions too when it comes to the NFC. I'm rooting for any team that hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. That's my goal for this year. If anyone wants, if whoever wants to win a Super Bowl, that's my pick. But yeah, the both teams are playing great. This is my Super Bowl right here. This is who I want to be. This is who I want to see in the Super Bowl. Both of these teams.
Yeah.
I think most people want to see, unless you're a fan of any other team that's going into the playoffs. But
No, no. Like it's pretty much the same. I think most people want this, and yeah,
well, like I said, like if you're a team that's going into the playoffs and your team has a good chance, I'm pretty sure you want your team going in. If you're not the Bills or a Lions fan, but
and that's the
yeah,
question that we got to start asking ourselves: is can this team make that leap? Get
mhm,
past the Chiefs. It's coming up, man. There's two more games left in the season, right? So
yeah.
in the regular.
Yeah, if we want, we can jump right into that Patriots game on Sunday, which was not the most fun watch.
Bro, who cares? We fucking won. Like
Yeah, the first no, but we got to admit though, the first half was very worrisome. The offense, the whole game, the offense did not look good. Only 24 points. Definitely, I think it's been the lowest points we've had the last since like week 4 or week 5 or something like that. Since we lost to, I think it's since we lost to the
Texans.
Texans. Yeah, I think it was the lowest amount of points. The offense did not look good. Defense struggled a bit in the first half, and then after this, and then second half, we're a second half team, and the defense decided to step it up and make some halftime adjustments, and we got some good stops, a couple interception and a fumble recovery in the end zone. Like we got lucky. I'll just say that we got lucky a bit. Well, we got the win though, which is important. Usually these games against we always one game out of the year we always struggle against the Patriots, no matter what their team looks like. Last year we lost to them.
At least we didn't lose. That's what matters, though.
Yes, yeah, it was important that we won. Um, but yeah, James Cook played great. He had a great game, and he had 120 yards in total with 2 touchdowns. Had a great game. Allen didn't have his best game. Um, but that's fine because he's been playing out of his ass. So he was due to have a struggling game. Really looked good that I really liked to see on the other side of the ball was Drake May for the Patriots. I think he might be. I think if he grows and gets some better weapons, the Patriots could be a problem because their defense is pretty good already. They've always had a very decent defense. But Drake May, he's very good, man. He's a good player. Obviously, I hate the Patriots, but I'm just saying for the future, watch out for him because he could be a problem for Allen in the future if the Patriots get some good players,
Yeah.
draft some good
They
guys.
got money. They got fans. They
Oh yeah, that's not an issue. It's
not an
just the
issue.
fact that they need some players helping them out, but
Yeah. Right now
helping
they're
them
in
out. But he
rebuild
looks
mode.
dangerous.
They're in rebuild mode. They're for a few years at this point, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're looking to get the Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter next year, who is a big offensive and defensive player, kind of like Deion Sanders. They're looking to get him because he would be a good addition to the team. But yeah, man, it was a tough game, but like you said, we got the win, so that's all that matters right now. Is just we just keep winning. The Bills still have a chance to get the first seed, but we do need some help from the Steelers tomorrow on
yeah,
Christmas Day,
yeah.
and the Broncos if it does go to that. The Chiefs need to lose out, and the Bills need to win all 2 games. That's basically what needs to happen in order for us to get the first seed. But yeah, I think we've basically locked up the number 2 seed. I think that's basically done. Um, the next closest team to us is the 10-5 Steelers. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. Unless we lose both of our games to the Jets and the Patriots, which I doubt will happen. We pretty much locked up the 1 or 2 seed, which is very good. So we're looking at a solid matchup in the wild card round or in the divisional round. So yeah,
Very very
I'm very happy where this team has gone. If we want to take a quick look back at what our predictions were before the season started, I had 11-6 for this team, and me and you and my dad both had 10-7. So that's crazy to see. The team exceeded our expectations, which is crazy to think about when other people thought that we wouldn't even make the playoffs, which is insane to think about. Not even first in our division, wouldn't even make the playoffs. So
yeah. Your
um,
dad had the Jets being a fucking like
yeah,
the
he had them being a wagon, and no, they're what 4-11, 4-10, or something like that. Like they're garbage, man. They're horrible. So
our entire division's garbage.
yeah. The Dolphins are still alive, but who
Like
no one wants to see them in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
not even Frank
No
the
one wants to see checkdowns. No one wants to see 1,000 checkdowns in a playoff game, and then just see them come up against Buffalo in the snow and just get absolutely obliterated. No one wants to see that. It's just gonna be a waste of time.
yeah.
It's gonna be a waste of
They got the
time.
Browns and the Jets, so if they win those 2, then maybe there's a chance for them. But
No, they have a chance still, but they need some help from
Other team.
from other teams. Yeah, you know who a team who I like to see in the playoffs but not play the Bills is the Bengals. If the Bills get the Bengals first round, that is going to be it's going to be a good game, but that's the worst possible matchup for the Bills because
Joe
that's
Burrow.
probably the hardest team the Bills could play in the first round if they do get them. We could get most likely it'll be the Broncos. But the Broncos do have some tough matchups coming up. They have the Chiefs and the Bengals their last two games, so they just need to win one game and they're in. So they got some tough matchups coming up. The Colts are still in it somehow. Um, they I don't know who they play. They have a couple easy matchups. I think week 17, week 18. I think they play. Um, who do the Colts play? The Giants. Yeah, they have the Giants. That should be a win for them. And then I don't know who they have last week, but I think they have a solid chance of making it too. So there's a couple teams still on the radar of making it. Obviously, the Chargers are basically right there. Um, Chargers are there, and the Broncos are there if they win a game. So
Yeah, fair enough.
a lot to be excited about for this playoff season. Obviously, a couple games in Christmas tomorrow. Um, We're filming this on Christmas Eve, so yeah, a lot of exciting stuff in the NFL. But let's move into the NHL now with our Leafs.
Let's talk about our Leafs. Last two games, not so great. Last three games has it been?
They
The
beat Buffalo, but the last two games have been
but
atrocious.
yeah, that Islanders game and the Winnipeg game were just blowouts. Like not even close. Not even.
No, they weren't fun to watch. I watched that game on Saturday. It was atrocious,
I mean, bro,
horrible.
Stolar's out, Matthews out, Tanev out. Those are three key players on all of the positions.
Dolar is going to be out for a bit, man. He's on the
That's
IR.
not good, man. Like that sucks. Like that fucking sucks. Like we still got, Wool's been good and like Matt Murray.
Matt
uh,
Murray played better than Woll the last two games.
okay, yeah,
They
yeah,
should. Well, one of them's going to be playing. Well, they're both going to be playing Friday and Saturday, so at least we'll see. Maybe might need a switch up uh, because Woll's given up 5 goals. Wait, 5 goals? Yeah, 4 and 5 goals the last two games. So he's been kind of struggling, especially against an Islanders team who are complete dog water, who are not like. There's something with the Islanders. I think we've discussed this before in the past with the Leafs. There's something about Tavares and playing the Islanders, and he just has that thing in the back of his head. I don't know what it is, but the Islanders just have the Leafs' edge since Tavares has since Tavares has left. Since Tavares left the Islanders, I don't know what it is, but there's
I wouldn't say I'm too worried about it necessarily. I think it is weird that that's like our kryptonite. I was surprised that we lost against Winnipeg because Winnipeg we fucking usually destroy, and we were
yeah,
really
that
good
is true.
at Winnipeg. And like I love seeing Jesse Pollock like Leafs fans fucking celebrating like they won the Stanley Cup in fucking December. Like shut the fuck up. It's like, bro, you shut the fuck up. You fucking your team.
Yeah, Jesse Pollock. When it comes to that, he is a absolute dickhead. He's acting as if the Jets are going to win the cup too.
No,
Like they got first rounded last year after they got bodied by Colorado.
yeah.
Like I don't know why he keeps talking.
Something like that, yeah, they were not good.
That is
Uh,
an idiot.
yeah, so I think I don't know. Right now, there's just injuries, man. There's just injuries with this team, and they're still good. Like they're still doing well. I think Florida's gonna probably at this point take the division. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Bills still not the Bills. The Leafs still have a game in hand on them,
they do.
and they still have a chance.
That's just my prediction. Early prediction. It's still early. It's still very early, and to predict something like that. But they've played what 36 games, something like that. They've what is it? Yeah, 35 games. So I don't know. I'm not too worried. It's just a bad stretch right now for the team. I think Berube is getting a little nervous. He's
No, he won't. He isn't. He is probably nervous about the injuries, but I don't know. This team, this happens every year. And like middle of the year, they just have a slump, and someone gets injured and then they just go off the rails. But no, I think this team will be fine. They just need to figure it out with the guys that are injured. Um, yeah, we'll be okay.
I think we will. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate right now. They're still doing really well. They're playing a much better game. Like I was talking to a friend of mine at work, and he says, yeah, it's definitely not as entertaining as in years past when they score fucking 70 goals in a game and like are making all these fancy plays and shit like that, and they're just a lot more, grinding out goals and just finding ways for other players to get dirty goals in, like the defense and like, Ekman Larson is an example of one of those new players that has been brought into this team because he's a guy that's going to get you, lots of assists. He's known as a kind of an offensive defenseman, like his whole career. Like scored
Mm-hmm.
20 goals multiple times in his career with Arizona, and like gets lots of assists and plays all the games too. He's old, but I just think like I was just saying like I think this is the new brand of hockey that they're playing. It's not as entertaining as having to see Matthews and Marner, and Nylander score all these crazy unique goals, and they're still scoring a lot, but they're just giving opportunities to other players. And like
Right.
Patrick Reddy's another example of a guy that's turned into a
I
fucking
know.
sudden.
I was talking to my buddy about this on Saturday. I'm like, Pacioretty is a great addition to the team because he can score goals and he can punch someone out. He can make some big hits.
He's taking over
And
fucking Reeves. He's taking over Reeves'
yeah,
contract.
Reeves sucks, man. I don't know why he's still in the lineup. He still continues to play, but um, another line who has been very good is the third line with Domi, McMahon, and Robertson. They have been playing great the past few games. Um, I think that game against Dallas, the one we didn't cover last week, they when they won, they were playing fantastic hockey. Like they had, I think they had 2 goals in 16 seconds at one point. Um, yeah, man,
When they're on, they're on. Like that's another.
that third line's fantastic. Like they
They're
might be one of the best third lines in the league.
Nick Robertson's very streaky. Max Domi is very streaky. They both got off to very slow starts, but we know the
Right.
potential of these guys. Like think of like mid-season form of Max Domi last year. He was great. Like he was lots of assists. Lots of goals. Him and Bertuzzi had those like just like a couple of games, a few games where they were just like fucking great together on the
Mm,
same line. And then like Nick Robertson too is another guy that he has potential. Yeah, he's a small guy, but he has that potential to be
hmm
a good goal scorer, and he has the skills. He's brothers with one of the best players in the league, one of the best players, probably the best player.
Robertson has had a bad year, but
I know, yeah, but still, he's a good. Jason Robertson is still very good. Like I
yeah,
take that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Like it's
There's some tough games coming up. Like we play Detroit again on Friday, and then back to back we have the Capitals, and then we have the Islanders twice next week. That might be 2 losses. I think the one when we go to New York, that's definitely going to be a loss. Fucking those Islanders fans when Tavares comes in, they're still pissed off somehow. I don't know why that's still a thing. They're going to be fucking bumping in there just because Tavares left like 4 or 5 years ago.
so stupid.
Way more than that, like 6 years ago. They're still pissed off. I still don't understand that. And then the Leafs have Boston again on Saturday. So another big game.
Yeah,
A lot of big games coming up for this team. Um, but
yes,
yeah,
you
they
gotta
just stay confident. You know,
You got to
just
keep an eye on those
get
fucking
healthy.
on those Oilers though, man. When do we play them next? Because they have been on a heater lately.
Not for a while. Not until we go
Rafael
out
and
west.
David have been again same thing as last year. That team got off to a slow start. I remember like they were fucking terrible. Like
Not
they
until February.
oh my god, that is so far away. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we don't go out west until February.
Yeah,
Um, and then we go out west again in March when we play like all those LA teams and shit.
yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of big games coming up. So boys need to lock in and after that Christmas break, maybe maybe Berube's going to tell him to not eat as much turkey and get on the treadmill.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right there, see, right there. All right, let's go into some Jays talk. How are the Jays doing right now?
Right now, they're in a state. There was a recent interview with Vladdy that was all in Spanish, so it was hard to translate and figure out. But there was a lot of interesting tidbits that came out. He has been offered after the Juan Soto deal by the Blue Jays front office a contract, but it wasn't what he was looking for. They paid it. It was around 340 mil over 12 years, something like that. And
That's
he
nothing.
declined that. I mean, you saw Juan Soto. Vladdy, I think, is Juan Soto is a better offensive player, but Vladdy gives you also better defense too, and like a better.
For sure. That's why I'm saying it's nothing. He should Ross Atkins should be offering way more.
And like Vladdy's going to get more hits than Juan Soto. Did this year. He's going to hit for a better average than Juan Soto. Juan Soto, yes, has more power and walks more, which is I think a little bit more is slightly more valuable because his on base percentage is insane compared to Vladdy's. But like, man, like yeah, Vladdy had shitty years in 2022 and 2023, but you got to get close to what Juan Soto's deal is, man. You got to get like 500 mil. To tell you the truth, like if that's what you're paying this fucking guy, it's got to be close to what he
The
wants.
best first baseman in the league, man. Why aren't you giving him his money?
Yeah, and
Makes no sense to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes the best third baseman in the league because J Ram's fucking getting old. Arenado fucking sucks. Devers, he's better than Devers. And Vladdy's gonna play. Vladdy's gonna play third base next year. That's what I think he will.
Yeah, like I don't know why this Vladdy deal wasn't done first before anyone else was signed.
And they offered it, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know, man. It's he. So and apparently Vladdy knows that after the if he has given the Blue Jays front office what he believes he is worth. He says, "This is the deal that I want. You offer me this deal, I will sign pen to paper on the spot. I will sign
Right.
right then and there, right then and there." So I mean, that's pretty much it for you, man. Like that, you should just do it. Like he's gonna sign. He's not shaky. He's not. And apparently, if they don't offer him that contract by the first day of spring training, he will not do any more discussion until he's a free agent. And
Wow.
I completely agree with that because, dude, you don't want to be thinking about your contract in the middle of the season. You don't want to be having discussions.
No.
No, that's just
No.
fuck with you. So good on
No,
him.
it's not good. This
Apparently,
is
it's
not a good look for the Jays.
pathetic. Ross Atkins wasn't even at the arbitration.
Like what? What is wrong with this guy, man?
Yeah,
What is this guy's problem? Seriously.
yeah,
This guy is the heart and soul of the team. The best first baseman in the league, no doubt, hitting and defensively, if you combine that. And you're not even going to, like you said, you're not even going to go to his arbitration? Not even going to be a part of it? What kind of stupid shit is that, man? That is complete bullshit.
no,
But yet you want to try so hard to get Juan Soto.
I know, and it's Vladdy knows that, and I think he knows that could be on the trade block if the Jays fucking suck this year. But man, I don't know what he's got to cook up something. Ross Atkins has to cook up something.
I also heard that Bo Bichette might be is they're looking to trade Bo off.
Man, like lock them both.
That's also crazy.
Lock them both up. That's what I would love for you to do. I don't care about the fucking money, man. Lock them both.
Clearly, they don't care about the money because they offered Watt over 700 million. So, but they're not going to give Vlad his money or Bo his money.
yeah,
It makes no sense to me. This team is
yeah.
insane right now. There is a lot of problems going on.
There was other stuff in that announcement from when Vladdy did that interview, and apparently he got moved from. So back in 2020, he got moved from third base to first base as a punishment for coming into spring training overweight, which is kind of funny. Obviously, he's not that player anymore. He's skinny now. Like he works out every day. He works out twice a day. the other thing I heard was that in 2022 and 2023, he was dealing with like struggling with mental illness. Like he's struggling,
Mm.
which is he opened up about that, which is very interesting and like you definitely makes you kind of feel bad for him. But that's like that was a big thing I saw. I was like, damn, he's struggling mentally, and he just I guess it makes you think it's like that's the game of baseball. It's such a mental grind, not only physically. But yeah, that was really interesting. He's
I'm
ready
sure.
to.
I'm sure they care about that.
Yeah,
Okay, like, but yeah, this team is, if only. I'm trying to think of a good uh, upper upper management team. Um, or like Steve Cohen. If the Jays had Steve Cohen, this team would be absolutely stacked right now. That's all I'm gonna say. We'd
they
have
should. I
Soto.
mean,
We'd have Vlad.
yeah, I know, man. I know, man. It's pretty tough, but that's the state of the Blue Jays right now. It looks like Teoscar is. I think if they get Teoscar, that's a good sign. To
Corbin Burns is still available, so that would be a nice pickup.
we'll see,
But
man.
guys just keep leaving. Christian Walker got dealt already. Tucker's gone. I mean, I don't think the Jays were looking to get Tucker, but all these massive free agents are leaving the market. So they got to move now if they
The
want to
stink,
get someone.
the Stinkies, as I call them, fucking. They signed Paul Goldschmidt, traded for Cody Bellinger, um,
Oh yeah, the Yankees. Yeah,
and they got Devin Williams, signed Max Fried.
they got some good players, man. I mean, Goldschmidt is getting up there in age, but Bellinger's a good pickup.
Yeah, so I guess Rizzo's cooked then. Like no Rizzo, that's definitely not
Did
happening.
they didn't they re-sign him though?
No, I don't think so. Anthony Rizzo. Let me take a look at his contract. He doesn't show he's on a team. I think he's a free agent right now. So
Okay.
yeah, I heard. I don't think this is. I don't know how true this is, but him and the Pittsburgh Pirates were in talks.
Okay.
But Anthony Rizzo rumors Paul Goldschmidt signing with the Yankees could send him. Is he still? He's not on a deal. Returning Cashman towards Yankees. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And I bet you the Met they've signed Sean Manaea. They re-signed Sean Manaea. They'll probably. I would not be surprised if they re-sign the Pete Alonso. And yeah,
Pete Alonso will stay.
you
I don't
will.
think they're gonna let him
Why
go.
would you? Why would you like? I would if I were Pete Alonso. I'd sign for like if they give me if the Mets give me an offer, I'll take it, bro. Like they're obviously gonna offer him like a decent amount of money. He'll probably get. I'm gonna say like a six, no, maybe like a 5 year deal. Pete Alonso will get,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, he'll probably get like a 5 year deal, something like that, and then he'll sign. Yeah, like I think he'll be good, man. Like I don't know why they wouldn't want to re-sign Pete Alonso. Like he hits for power. Yeah, he's a little bit like his strikeouts are a little bit rough, and he doesn't take he swing at the best pitches every now and then. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be too worried about them not signing Pete Alonso. Yeah, I'm just saying if I were them, if I was him, I wouldn't even if I got a higher offer from another team, I'd still sign with the Mets, man. Like your
Mm-hmm.
team you're on is fucking sick. Like the Mets are incredible now. Like they're obviously favorites now to win the division. You know, Juan Soto gives you such a good chance. Plus you got Lindor, Vientos, Manaea, great pitching, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. Yeah, Francisco
For sure.
Alvarez. There's a good team there. They've got a good team. But anyway, that's baseball news for now. Not too many deals that have been signed, but let's move on to some Christmas discussions with our top five.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, top five Christmas movies of all time. That is what we will be doing today. Do you want
Yeah.
to go first, as you offered this one?
Sure. Let's do it. Yeah. This is a fun one for me. Recently I've been watching a lot of Christmas stuff, so
I haven't
that's
seen
kind of when I wanted to do it. So
here, bro. I haven't seen one Christmas movie this year.
wow. I watched a couple of new ones too. They're not on my list, but one I wanted to mention was this one on Netflix called Carry On, which was very interesting.
That's a Christmas.
Uh, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's kind of like Die Hard, but in an airport, but not as like cool and stuff. But it was interesting. I watched Love Actually for the first time.
Sounds good.
Just yeah, yeah. You know what I'm. Red One, absolute garbage. Probably one of the worst Christmas movies I've ever watched. Absolute horrible. Um, yeah, just not very good. But let's go into the good Christmas movies. Honorable mention. I have A Christmas Story. An honorable mention.
Goodness.
Classic. Classic. How can you not? How can you not have it in your top five list? Ralphie with the rabbit suit on. Um, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, just great movie, great story, great characters, iconic characters. Honestly, um, yeah, I have that as my honorable mention. At number five, I have Elf. Um, Probably the most purest Christmas movie that you could watch. Literally everything's about Christmas. Everything's revolved around it, around Santa, the elves, decorating. You know, everything's involved. So I got to put that number five, just out of respect. But I love the movie in general.
Yeah.
Um, Number four, I have the first Home Alone. Um, just a classic. Like all these are classics, but I think probably the most. I think I've watched this the most out of all the movies I have on this list. I even watched this in July. Like I love watching Christmas movies in July. Um, Macaulay Culkin, probably his most iconic performance. I still can't believe Joe Pesci made this and Goodfellas in the same year. I think that's fucking hilarious. Um, Obviously, Daniel Stern as Marv. Like it's just so good. Catherine O'Hara in it also. John Candy has a little cameo at the end. It's pretty good. Great stuff. Number three, one of your favorites that you always mention. It's a Wonderful Life. Number three, I just rewatched that a couple weeks ago. I thought it was. I think it's a fantastic movie. Whether it's Christmas or not, I think it's just a classic. James Stewart has a great performance in that. Um, yeah, it's just a beautiful movie. It still sticks to today. It was made in the '40s and still relatable. Everyone can relate to it. I was talking to my dad about this actually about that movie, and he was saying like a lot of people gave it backlash when it first came out, and how like people didn't really believe that that's actually what happens when you don't exist and stuff. Which I find that hard to believe people didn't like it, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy to me. So yeah, I'll put that number three. Number two, this is a controversial one if you're an asshole. Die Hard. Die Hard is a fucking Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone says. Just one of the best action movies ever made. Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. They play Christmas movie. It's during Christmas time. That's like saying, if Home Alone happened in the summertime, right? And is it a Christmas movie? No. So it's the same thing. There's Christmas themes throughout the whole thing. There's it's during Christmas, even though just because it's in California and there's no snow, probably that's why people think it's not a Christmas movie. That's all I'm gonna say. But we'll leave it at that. Die Hard's at number two,
And
and
I
number
think I
one.
know this one.
What?
I think I know this one.
Yeah, number one is Home Alone 2. That is the best Christmas movie ever made. When I've written multiple reviews about this movie. It's just one word to put it is magical. It's just a magical movie. When I went to New York a couple summers ago, I literally visited every single spot Kevin went to in that little opening montage. He visits the Rockefeller Center. It's a magical movie. Definitely the most ruthless out of all the when they go through the house and shit. I'm surprised they don't die in there. Like there's some crazy traps in that house.
Like Harry literally gets his head lit on fire. Like
Yeah, and he sticks his head in the toilet bowl, which is where there's literally
lighter fluid and gasoline.
yeah. How does he not die? Yeah.
Bro, even the beginning with the bricks, it's like when there's like
Yeah, how does Marv not die? 4 bricks in a row to the head? So good.
Yeah,
So good. Like that's why like it's just like when I was a kid, I thought it was the funniest shit. And then I realized, like, holy shit, these guys could fucking die in there. They should have died in there.
So
Like,
yeah,
ruthless.
before I go into my list, my buddies were telling me my buddy just watched Home Alone 2, and he mentioned to me how he was just blown away by the comedic acting and
Oh yeah.
physical acting of both Joe Pesci and especially Daniel Stearns. Like he's
Yes.
so good in that. Like
And then at the end, when they're in Central Park and the bird lady comes out
yeah,
and they get the bird food sprinkled on them, he's just like, ah! He's just screaming. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, their acting's incredible in it.
yeah, it
They
is.
don't talk about it that much
Like
in
I
that
love
movie. They don't talk about the acting. It's so
the
good.
funniest part. I love is when Marv is getting electrocuted and, and
It switches to him and his
it
skeleton.
switches to him and his skeleton.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so good. It's so good. It just works
even
on
Tim
every
Curry
level.
is fucking great in that too, man. Like Tim Curry's hilarious. I think.
Yes, man. Yes, and then dude, the shot where Kevin's in the limo and they show the Grinch, and then the match. Yeah, it's so good, man.
It is a really good movie. It
The
definitely,
acting's great. Like there's still that first theme, like first Home Alone themes in there with the family and losing,
yeah, and it's a magical film.
not being with your family on Christmas. Like it's so good, man. It's like
It's
it's
a
the
good
perfect Christmas film.
yeah,
I love it so much. Like I've watched it 1,000 times. Like I can't.
yeah.
Like it's yeah. I can watch it in July. I can watch it.
Well, that was
Christmas
like
Day. I can watch it
that was like the
anytime.
first movie I remember belly laughing at was Home Alone, and then Home Alone 2 I got for Christmas because I loved the first one, and then my grandpa he like we were watching it together. He got that
Yeah,
for Christmas that same year, Home Alone 2, and then we watched that movie, and it was awesome.
yeah.
Very funny.
It's yeah, definitely my favorite movie of all time. I think it's not the best movie, but it's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like there's no doubt in my mind.
All right, I'll go next.
Yeah.
Honorable mention: Polar Express, another classic, very magical
Mm.
film. You got to watch it on the night before Christmas, I guess Christmas Eve. Definitely one of my favorites.
Never
Very
been a fan.
nostalgic for me. Yeah, I get that. Like I can see people like getting weirded out by the fucking like just the weird like CGI actor like
Yeah, and like Tom Hanks voices like 5 different characters.
yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't
And
do it for me.
I love it. It's not my yeah, but like it's very nostalgic for me for sure.
Hmm.
At number five, I've got a classic. I've got Home Alone. At number five and number four, I'll put Home Alone and Home Alone 2 because
Okay.
those are both they kind of go mesh together for me because they're very similar movies in terms of the plot. Like
Right.
basically the exact same thing, and I think it's really really well done. Whatever you said your points were are the exact same reason.
Yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention is that John Williams makes the score, and that just
Oh,
makes it even
classic.
more magical.
You know what I did? I 2 years ago I saw the Toronto Symphony Orchestra perform that, and they had the big screen and they showed the movie. They
While
played.
they're playing the music, oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
It was really cool.
For like yeah, for like any movie, I'd just love to watch that.
Yeah,
And also John Hughes, obviously writing. John Hughes, a classic '80s '90s writer, does a great job. Both movies.
yeah. At number three, I got A Christmas Story. Another one.
Mm.
Love this movie so fucking much. I love everything about it. As a kid, I can relate to it. I remember just wanting this one present and just also being like a whiny little kid. I haven't always getting into shit from your parents.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I view the movie, and I just love the classic like it's probably set in what 1950s,
I
1940s.
think it's in the '40s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that just like even though I wasn't alive then, it's still there's something about it that just is even more magical. I love the final shot where the parents are looking out just at the success they pulled off a perfect Christmas for their kids,
right.
and like even the scene um when the dad gets the Red Ryder BB gun for Ralphie, you could see like this entire time you're told like, oh, he's an asshole. He doesn't relate to these
Right.
and he's like he can relate to it on the same level as he did when he was a kid because he got a gun and was so happy that he got this. It's a little bit not. It's not. He's not really supposed to have it, but he's like, he sees the face, his kid's Ralphie's face, and he starts like tearing up. If you watch it, you can see he starts tearing up watching his son open it, and he's just so happy and proud. And I think that's part the whole idea of Christmas is a big theme of it is like giving and caring for the ones you love. And I think just that entire aspect of the movie is just very special to me.
Hmm.
Scene. At number two, I got one the funniest I think Christmas movie of all time is Lampoon's
Yeah.
Vacation. I mean, my boy fucking Chevy Chase coming in clutch as per usual. You got
Hmm.
Johnny Galecki or what the guy from Big Bang Theory in that playing
Yeah, as the kid, yeah.
here. What's his name? Why am I forgetting his name?
Leonard?
Leonard, yes, but in the movie his name's Rusty. Rusty.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, Beverly D'Angelo, Juliette Lewis. It's so funny. There's so many lines in
Hmm.
it. Like, uh,
I don't know, Margot.
yeah, yes. Or my favorite is when Aunt Bethany she comes in and they're like, "Would you like to say grace?" And Grace, she died 30 years ago. And then her husband goes, "The blessings," like that, right right in her face. It's so funny. I just love everything about that movie. It's if you've seen the entire like the first three vacation films, like European Vacation, like they're all really good. Vegas Vacation
Hmm.
sucks, but they're really really good and funny. Um, and then at number one, you already know, It's a Wonderful Life. The
Hmm.
movie that I'd say it's one of my favorite movies of all time, like top four on my letterbox. Like I fucking love this movie. Everything about it. It's the story, the whole message of this film, the whole idea that no man is a failure because he has friends. That's the final thing you see from the note. And that every time I see that, that's when I just start fucking bawling. Like the entire movie, I'm
Hmm.
like teary eyed, like basically the entire time because I don't know, it's just magical, man. It's
It is.
magical. Bringing people together to support the ones that you love, and that's the whole idea of the film. Is that you got our great friend Jimmy Stewart putting on an incredible performance, and in this film, he's so likable. He's this guy that all he does is do selfless acts and gets nothing in return. He's struggling all the time. He's been struggling his entire life, and finally, he just can't take it anymore. And then he realizes there's no point in giving up on life because yeah, because there are people that care about you and will do anything to make sure that you are in loving hands. And yeah, it's a special movie to me. I love it. I love watching it during Christmas. Um, yeah, it's a very important film. I think just for anybody. You don't have to celebrate Christmas to enjoy this movie for sure.
Right. That's for sure. Yeah.
And then at
Uh,
number one, Eight Crazy Nights, favorite movie of all time. Let's go. I'm kidding.
what
I'm
movie's
kidding.
that? No, what
I already
movie's
gave my number
that?
one. You never heard of Eight Crazy Nights?
I've
That's
never
Adam
watched
Sandler. It's a
that.
Jewish. It's a Jewish like Christmas holiday.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I was gonna say one that's probably gonna come up in like top 10 for me soon, with time is The Holdovers is a new movie, but I
Really
think
good.
that'll be another Christmas movie
It's
that'll
like
be
to me, that's
that'll
like
be come up.
It's a Wonderful Life mixed with Dead Poet Society
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
combined.
I think that'll definitely be up there over time.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
yeah.
Let's finish her off here. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you guys supporting. Sorry about the delay from last week, but we are back at it again. We'll be back at it again next week to discuss
Yeah.
Bills versus the Jets. That'll be a good game, and hopefully, they don't lose that fucking Aaron Rodgers, old hag.
Yeah. Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Anyway, let's end it here. Thank you
Mhm.
guys so much, and we will talk to you later. Cheers.